Hey everyone, it's Mackenzie from Tuckaway Pines. Today I just wanted to do a little video and sit down with you guys and tell you about how I'm going to be organizing my seeds for the year of 2023 and also how I'm going to stay on top of planting all my seeds for this year as well, because this is the year of the garden for us. Stay tuned and enjoy. This is our first year on our new homestead. We moved in August of 2022, and instead of rushing into gardening and growing things and whatnot, we decided to take that fall and this winter off to kind of move in, get the house situated, get established, and we dubbed the year 2023 the year of the garden. So this is kind of also the first time we're planning on growing on this kind of scale. We have a very large garden, probably about 10 feet by 40 feet. It's pretty large. I actually might have to shorten it a little bit just because of plowing purposes for future winters. It's something that we're learning as this is our first winter here. But with this being the year of the garden, I wanted to purchase basically everything, every seed that I possibly can find, type of seed, what have you, because I do intend, and it's kind of more or less a personal goal, I do intend on living out of my garden as much as possible and preserving as much as I possibly can as well to make it last longer. I think it's that much more rewarding. It makes me happy genuinely, and I like the idea. I'm the type of person that, shows love through food. So if I can give my family good quality food, then that makes me just that much happier and makes them that much healthier and feel better. So it's all just a good cycle to be in, for me, in my opinion. But anyway, I did purchase a ton of seeds and I needed something to organize them. I have a video that I uploaded maybe about a month or two ago. Go check that out. It's me kind of going through the seed haul, like what we all got for seeds, the varieties, the companies, and all that stuff. And if you see the video, I have just like a little plastic box that I kind of crammed all my seed packets in, and it was just very sad and unorganized and stressful. So I started looking into what I can do to kind of organize my seeds, and I found this really cool device or thing, I guess, that I can individually store my seeds and then have them all together. And this is actually the thing here. It's meant to hold photos. That's what I got this on Amazon. I can leave the link in the description for you guys because this is amazing. I love it. It's a plastic briefcase, and it's got 16 little, compartments or containers, and they're supposed to initially, like the description said, to fit 4x6 photos, but a seed packet you can see fits perfectly in here, which it's amazing. So, and obviously there's so many, 16 of them, so I was able to kind of divide up all my vegetable, by not varieties, but types. So all my carrots in one, or actually I got roots, so all my root vegetables in one. I have a whole bunch of, I have one thing that's tomatoes, because we have tons of tomato varieties. I have peppers, because we have a bunch of peppers varieties. Let's see, I have a brassica one, because, we have a variety of brassicas, and I obviously don't want to have broccoli in one and then cabbage in another when there's only a couple varieties of those. So I just grouped those together like that. Corn, I have a couple corn varieties, but the seeds are kind of big, so they kind of needed their own container. Same with the peas. Peas were kind of bulky, so they got their own. I have herbs, so I have a wide variety of different herbs I'd like to grow this year, so that's got its own container. And flowers, we want to grow quite a bit of flowers, so there's that as well. And the neat thing actually is this kit, if you will, came with these little stickers or labels. So I was able to kind of, write out what everything was and just label each of my little containers. So I thought that was neat as well. I didn't have to use tape or write on the boxes because, what if things change or I have to, reorganize it or something, who knows. And I actually have one free container, so I use that just for my labels and just miscellaneous seeds, like a seed direction, because I have eucalyptus seeds in there and it came in a grow kit and I just have the directions in here, so that's that. And yeah, it's pretty easy, it's pretty cheap, honestly. I think it's well worth the investment, especially if you have tons and tons of seeds. If you grow just a lot of everything, this is really perfect. Or if you're in the market of organizing your pictures, there you go too. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of share that with you guys. Like I said, I can leave the link in the description for you. It's through Amazon. And yeah, again, here, I'll kind of just give you a little show. It's a clear tote. It's a nice little briefcase style, so you can take it on the go if you have to, out in the yard, out in the field, wherever. It's got a nice clip. You can lift it up. And yeah, all the containers, they sit very nicely. There's actually little slots inside this big container, so they kind of have their spot. So it's not like they're sliding around in here. And or if you have to go out and plant some beans, you can just grab your bean container, run out there, and they'll be safe, especially if it were to start to rain or if you got water spilt on them or something. It should protect them nicely, so nothing should go bad or anything like that. So yeah, that's my one tip on organizing seeds for this year, because it's gonna be overwhelming to say the least, but I'm ready for it. I'm excited, I'm hopeful, I'm eager, and I just hope I don't fall on my butt. I hope it all works out, or at least I get something out of it and just kind of learn from what didn't go well. So there's that. Next, I want to talk about how I plan on staying on top of when to plant all these seeds, because that alone is just gets my mind off in a bundle. So we'll talk more about that. Okay, so how I'm trying to stay on top of when I plant my seeds for this year, I went through the Homesteaders of America. They had this homestead journal / plant planner for 2023. I don't know if you guys could still get them because it's, we're kind of into the year already, but maybe for next year you guys could really consider it, because this is amazing. It can help you in so many different ways. There's so many different tools to keep track of so many different things that could possibly happen in your household, your homestead, farm, whatever kind of scale or life you're living. This can help you organize some of that in one way or another. They have, just to kind of quickly run through it, and then I'll kind of get into how I plant my seed, or when to plant my seeds. But if you have any personal goals, it even divides it up goal-wise, job goals, family goals, house goals, farm goals, whatever. You even have an area where you could budget your bills, break things down that way. Everything's breaking down per month. It's got a tab on each month, which is kind of cool. And then when you go into the month, it's got, at the beginning of each week, there's a little calendar so you can see the whole month. And then there's a block on each page here, and it's each day of the week. And it's got a section where you can keep track of chores, goals, maybe what you're making for dinner that night. If you keep track of the weather like I do, I try to. It's got a little section for that. You can record weather notes. And there's even a journaling section as well. So if you want to jot down some things that happen throughout the day, so be it. So there's just, and I thought this was really neat. They even have a pantry and freezer inventory section. So if you want to, keep track of what's on your shelves or what's in your freezer, they have that. And then if you have chickens or any dairy animals, they have a section where you can keep a tally of how many eggs you bring in a day, or how much milk you get from your animals and stuff. So they have a section for that too, which I thought was really neat as well. But anyway, to how I'm keeping track, it's really neat because this journal has a section as well where you can keep track of what you're planting and when, and also if you're planting it or harvesting it. So it kind of helps you keep track of things that way. And I mean, honestly, you could take a little pocket calendar and go through and write down, this is when I plant this is when I plant that. Today I plant this, tomorrow I plant that. I mean, you can. I like this notebook particularly though because it has so many tools in one. I don't use every little aspect of this book. To be honest with you, I don't, but I do use quite a bit of it, and it helps me just keep it all in one place as well. I'm not the type of person to have all these different notebooks and things written around, because then it gets lost or shuffled, misplaced, and it's nice to have it all in one spot. So I really like this. And if you guys are kind of the same way, or, might need a certain tool in this, go look into it. It's Homesteaders of America. I can leave their website link down below too. So hopefully that helps you. So the way I went through and, mapped out each of my plantings, I first looked up, I actually Googled my last average spring frost date on the Old Farmer's Almanac, I think, is what I looked up. And on average, it's in May, unfortunately, for us here, according to that. I mean, hopefully it'll come early this year, but I honestly don't think so. But anyway, so I just kind of based it off that. So that was my, last spring frost. And then I went through all my seed packets and I read the backs of each one. I kind of had another notebook and I wrote everything down just to take notes. But for example, some of them say plant 8 to 10 weeks before if you're going to do indoors. They'll tell you when to do it indoors. Some seed packets will tell you when to do it outdoors as well. So just kind of did what was indoors. And so it would say, for example, 8 to 10 weeks, and that's kind of way past already. But I would go from that week of whenever that, I think it was like May 20th, it said. So I went the week of May 20th, and I counted like 9, just to kind of meet in the middle, counted 9 weeks backwards on the calendar. And then that's and I just plan a day when I can plant, and that was when I can plant those. And some of them said like 2 to 3 weeks before. So I would go from that same day, count 2 to 3 weeks before, and then, do that as well. So it's kind of easy once you get into the rhythm of it and knowing what you're like looking for and how you're reading your seed packets, because some seed packets are written differently. And some of them didn't have any things that they were very vague when it came to the planting directions. So I kind of had to use my best judgment a little bit, but also compare it to other varieties of that similar vegetable, so I guess it just kind of depends there. I'm not super experienced with planting. Like I said, this is our first main scale, so there's a lot of things that I haven't grown before yet, so it's kind of new. But really hoping for the best. I'm trying to stay on top of it, and this is how I'm doing it. Just kind of writing everything out week by week on a weekly basis. That way it just doesn't get overwhelming and not buried in a bunch of dirt and plants and seeds. So yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys, might take up on some of these little organizing tips. And if you guys have different organizing tips, I'd like to hear about it actually, because maybe it'll work better for me than what I'm doing now. And I think that would be really cool. So please leave that in the comments if you'd like. Otherwise, don't forget to like the video and subscribe on the way out so you don't miss out on any other fun tips and tricks here on the homestead. So have a great day, you guys. Bye.